Hello, I'm Jeb Brooks with OutOfPlace.com, and thank you for watching. This is a trip report about a flight from Paris to Washington, D.C. aboard one of Air France's 777-200s with a refurbished cabin. Now, I enjoyed this seat in business class. I hope you'll join me as we check out the seat itself, the food, the entertainment, and most especially the views out the window, because I did move from this aisle seat to a window seat. But more about that in just a few minutes. Let's get started. To say that this seat had enough room is an understatement. There was plenty of space for me and my stuff for the nearly 8-hour journey to Washington. Now, as I said, the entertainment was on point. I just watched movies, and there were plenty of them. I didn't watch television or listen to music, so I can't speak to that. But the screen was incredibly responsive, easy to use, very intuitive, and the screen was big. Much better than older products. Air France loved it. Now, I was originally assigned that aisle seat I just showed you. But what's the fun in an aisle seat? So I saw an empty window behind me. I asked permission to move into it and was given that permission. I'm so glad I did, because the views between New York and DC are amazing. The weather was intense, so that allowed for some incredible footage, which I can't wait to share with you at the end of the video. Stick around, you won't regret it, I promise. These seat adjustment buttons became the bane of my existence. They were right where my elbow was, so I kept moving my seat the whole time. Now that I've settled into this new seat, I can tell you, there is plenty of storage. I really had no problem with any of the stuff I had with me, including the amenity kit and slippers that Air France provided. There was also this handy mirror in case you cared to check yourself out. I was satisfied with not knowing what I looked like, so I didn't really use that very much. The flight path today will take us over northern France and then over Great Britain, crossing Ireland as well. We'll be well south of both Iceland and Greenland before crossing over into Canada and then flying along the eastern seaboard of the United States. Now, this is where things get interesting, maybe even exciting. The weather between New York and DC has been really intense for the last couple of days. What that meant for us is some exciting flying, even more, some amazing views. Wait until you see them in a few minutes. For now, let's listen to those GE engines. It was a beautiful day in Paris. I'd spent the morning walking around. I've got to tell you, Paris is not really my favorite city, but it really did look good today. With views like that, it's hard to look inside, but it was time to get ready to eat, and I was hungry. Now, the tray table's plenty big enough for food or work, but probably not both at the same time. That was okay with me. Speaking of food, let's take a look at the menu. Now, if I go too fast, feel free to pause, or if you want to skip the menu, just jump ahead a little bit and you'll get right past it. Air France is known for its food, so I was extraordinarily excited to try it out. The wine list was impressive. The food was, of course, tasty, and the presentations, as you'll see, were pretty impressive. I can't say anything bad about the food. It was very good. We got to cleanse our palates with some asparagus mousse and a tomato.
I think it's worth saying I've spent a lot of time in older Air France business class products where not everybody has a direct aisle access. It's frankly pretty brutal, very old school. So it's nice to be in something more modern, something more comfortable.
Now, in between courses, I looked out the window and saw we were in a race. I'm pleased to announce that Air France appears to have won. The appetizer included some shrimp as well as some salads and some olive bread. It was very good. I realize how ridiculous it is to complain about anything in this amazing cabin, but these buttons were really killing me. I am not a food expert, but what I know about French food is it is very buttery, and that's exactly what I can say about this chicken. It was doused in it. Is a minor thing, but unlike older Air France products, this one allowed me to use my own headphones. I don't normally eat dessert, but I'm doing it for you because you're viewing this video. Now, it was good, and what I can say is what was really nice is the sherbet was soft, which is unusual in an airplane. Before I knew it, we were crossing over into Canada. Now, I really like flying during the day because the views are so much better, and I can get some work done on the plane as well. How about you? Do you prefer to fly at nighttime or during the day? Leave a comment and let me know. We all know how important it is to stay hydrated on a plane. Unfortunately, there was only one bottle of water per passenger, and it was really hard to get anybody to refill it. Thought I'd give you a quick side-by-side comparison. This is the older Air France business class product from an earlier flight this month. Here's the new one, the one I'm in for this flight. You can see it's so much better, much more private, much more comfortable. Just before we began our descent, it was time for a quick bite. It was nice to have a little something in my stomach before I went through customs. I took a look out the window, and through the clouds, highlighted by the light, I saw New York City, and I knew that meant things were about to get interesting. Now, ordinarily I don't show this much of the window view in my trip reports, but I think you'll agree this is worth it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these clouds. Yes, there, under that cloud, is a rainbow. Now, this is the first time I've ever seen one from the air. Have you seen one before? We spent a little bit of time cloud surfing. No complaints from me about that. So just after seeing my very first rainbow from above, I see my second one on the same flight. I'm telling you, this weather was crazy. Now, we were delayed, but it was because of a mechanical thing back in Paris. We are super lucky that the weather didn't hold us up or divert us or anything. We really snuck right into Washington. I think you'll agree, those clouds were impressive. Now it's time for our final approach into Washington's Dulles International Airport. But here's the thing, the best is yet to come, so keep on watching. As we're enjoying these clouds, I'd like to invite you to check out my website, outofplace.com. It tells the story of my effort to visit all 193 UN member nations. Been to a fair number, I've got a lot more to go, and all of the stories can be found at outofplace.com. Hope you'll check it out. As we made this turn, little did I know what I was about to see. That is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen from the air. The sun behind that cloud was truly stunning and reminded me the reason why I love to fly, seeing the world from this perspective. that is, it's time to put this bird on the ground. A big thank you to Air France for a great flight. And an even bigger thank you to you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you've liked the video, please click that like button. I'd love for you to comment letting me know what you think. More than anything, please subscribe. Doing that will allow you to be among the first to see new videos I post from other flights like this one. In the meantime, I'd like to be the first to welcome you to Washington Dulles Airport. Thanks for flying with me, and I hope you have a great day. Hey, I also got my first ride in one of the Dulles Airport People Movers. It was a great chance to bid an adieu to this Air France 777, my home for the last 8 hours.